Good morning and welcome to Morning Coach Today. I am so glad you're with us. Hey, it's JB here, excited. We are here November 15, 2021, episode number 4420. It is a Monday, and I am super pumped. Middle of the month, ready to just take off, get in the rocket ship and go. I'm telling you, the next couple weeks, it's about getting things ready for December. It's about getting ready to make 2022 amazing. And we are going to do that starting this week, moving into next week, and then just getting everything organized. And how are we going to do that? Well, I got a good week. We're going to start off by talking about moving past the victim mentality. Really overcoming the fear of the things that are holding you back when you say, oh, I can't do that, or, oh, I did this, or I did that. You know, for me, oh, I drank too much this weekend. I need a day to recover. You know, we've got to stop being the victim and start being aggressive towards our life. And what I'm going to get into, and we're going to start this to understand this idea of complexity versus simplicity. And this is huge. So make sure you really dive into this week, because this is life-changing information. It's what's changing my life. You know, I've been doing this for 16 years, but studying this for 30-some years. I'm hitting stride in so many areas. The ILD portion of life is starting to take off, and I want you to understand those lessons that I'm learning that are really changing my life. And a lot of that has to do with complexity in life, and I'm going to go over that this week. So today, we're going to go over moving past victim mentality. If you're in our compass and you go over there and you see that's our weekly topic, and we're going to really move that towards this idea. Tomorrow, obviously, we transition to the book study. We're going over chapters 2 and 3 of Fix This Next. Again, just a little sidebar of a business book, but I do enjoy it. It does fit with what we're doing. Wednesday, huge day. Complexity versus simplicity, moving towards strength. And again, I'm going to talk about that in 2 seconds here. Just hold on. Thursday, Ask JB. Lots of questions coming in. I can't wait to help you with the things that we've got going on. Moving past the fear of not taking action on Friday. That's a big one. Saturday, staying strong systems. How do we stay strong when we do feel like we've fallen back? And then finally, Sunday, understanding the wonderful world of grace. We're going to step back from all this aggressive, let's get after it, motivational week that we're doing, and then we're going to step back to a little bit of finding some grace in life. So huge week this week. But what we've got to do is really get after it. And I'm ready. Like, I am so ready for you to start living the life that you want to live. Like, it's time. And what I'm going to talk about this week, and this is critical. I've never really gone over this, but I really want you to think about what I'm going to tell you today. Okay, if we look at the world and the way things are, there is a lot of complexity in it. We make things complex. And why are things complex when it comes to generating revenue, building an intelligent life, design life, and really living a great life? Because there's money in complexity. I want you to think about this. There is money in complexity. So think about, first of all, the tax code in the United States. If it was a flat tax, it would be so simple just to pay. You made this much money, you just pay this much. Very simple. But who doesn't want that to happen? Anybody that's involved in the tax business, right? Accountants. There's so many people, the government, that are making money because of the complexity of the system. I don't know the tax code. I hire somebody to do that, and I pay a lot of money. Bunch of different businesses. It's very expensive for me to do that, right? It just is. Right? I pay a ton in taxes. If I had that, and I'm talking about tax preparation, if I had that money myself, that could be invested in making money for me. And if you look at the annual returns of an index fund, let's say, it's 6 to 8%, and that $20,000 that I paid in taxes, that's $1,600 that I would have made, compounding over time. Literally what I paid in tax preparation over a couple years could be worth $500,000 at retirement, right? But why is it challenging? Because of complexity. Let's talk about financial investment. So one of the big parts of ILD, which I've never had, and I'm not a financial planner, okay? I'm not. But we're adding a component to it that is about understanding your finances, not only from the ILD spreadsheet, But from an investment perspective, just like I was talking about index funds, which Tony Robbins taught us about, a few months ago as he interviewed a few years ago, as he interviewed some of the most successful people in the world on finance. If you listen to almost anybody on finance, they're going to say you cannot beat the market, right? You can't, but index funds always do. If you look traditionally, they always work. Now, I'm not going to get into the level of detail of what an index fund is. What I'm talking about today is the complexity of investment means you can't invest, right? It's like, I can't do it. It's a challenge. I need somebody else to teach me to do that. One of the things they're seeing is a lot of millennials are going away from financial planners and taking on control of their own financial planning. But why is it got to be so complex? Why is it so hard? Because why? There's money in it. Mutual funds, you pay them a percentage. Your financial planner, you pay them a percentage. There's money in it. Whenever we see a lot of complexity, you have to look into it and go, why can't we simplify it? Well, because the system doesn't want you to simplify it. Let's talk about educational systems that like I teach, like Kajabi. Okay, one of my primary tools is Kajabi. Now, don't run out and buy it yet if you're going to follow me and build this side of it, because there's things that I get with them. But here's the deal. I got 5 people that have plugged into this system in the last 2 weeks. Okay, because they want to learn this. There's all kinds of tutorials and templates and ways to do it, but they don't do it. Why? Complexity. Okay, complexity. It's challenging, but I'm here to tell you it's not that hard. So how do you get help to stop being the person that says, I can't do my taxes, I can't do my finances, I can't build a business, it's too hard? You have to start determining, as we do and Get It Done Now, your trusted advisors. Who are you going to pay to help you to start to simplify these complex things and make them easy? Remember what my mentor said, passed away, Wayne Dyer, rest in peace. The first time that I ever spoke to him, this is one of the most critical lessons that I've ever learned in my life. I told him, Wayne, Wayne asked me, he goes, hey, Reed Tracy, CEO Hay House, is his best friend. Was his best friend. Said, he told me about your business, JB. Sounds pretty cool. Can you tell me how it's going? And of course, me playing victim, this is me, right? Speaking to my mentor, it's tough. Not everybody wants personal development. It's so much easier to sell other things. Not everybody wants to live a life of freedom. Not everybody's willing to commit to it. It's hard to build this business. Remember what he told me? It was quiet for a while, and he said, it's never been hard for me. And you know what? It hit me in the face because I was the one that was making it hard. So what did I do? I went out, got my coaches, joined my masterminds, and I learned. And guess what? It's still not easy, but it's not hard. My business is pretty simple now. It's just about finding a need and filling it and using the tools that have already been provided. There's a lot of complexity within the framework of what I do, but it just works. And why does it work? Because again, I have got the coaches and the mentors who have got me to a place to understand the complexity and then make it simple. And guess what? I'm no longer dependent on those people. Now, there's certain things in my life that I want other people to do. Okay, there's this idea that, you want to do everything yourself. But even if I want to do it myself, I want to understand it at a level that if I'm paying somebody to do it, that I know what's going on. Okay, so for example, right now we're building a store. It's something I've been told to do for 100 years, literally. Well, not 100 years. Let's back that up. Since I started probably 10 years ago, 12 years ago, a good friend of mine, Jay Berkowitz, big, great marketing company, very successful person, said, JB, you need a store and you need to put the Amazon links and make that money of everything you talk about when you're speaking on the platform and, whenever you're doing anything, obviously YouTube videos. I'm just recommending stuff and people are buying it by the thousands, right? Literally. I mean, the paper device that Quirk Logic literally told me I launched their product. I launched their product for them on my YouTube channel. I made no commission off of that. Nothing. I did it. And that's the way I've always been, kind of the kindness in my heart, just go out there and do that. And I'm like, no, we're building a store. So guess who's building the store? It's very complex. Like learning how to put an Amazon link on your own store and also be able to sell your own products and be able to put eBay and all these other things, there's some complexity. So what I do, I found somebody to help me. I found a software company that does it, and we are building that as we speak. It's complex, but yet I'm understanding it and making it simple, because then I'm going to my team with Karen, and they're going to do a lot of it after I do the videos and show them how. So here's the thing. Why is this about not being a victim? Because you got to stop thinking that you need all these people to do it, like you can't do it, that the complexity within the framework of the systems is not allowing you to be successful. Just think about that. NFTs. Well, I don't even know what the hell NFTs are. Gary Vaynerchuk's, I don't know what they are. Well, you can learn about them, or you can jump the chasm and you can get the help from a coach or somebody that already knows what's going on and just explode your education to take the complexity out of it. Because remember, where there is complexity, there's money. So things aren't going to change that are complex because the people that are making the money don't want them to change. Do you really think finances can be easy? They really can. If you really understood index funds and you understand how to leverage yourself better, you would need to be paying that financial planner a portion of your money that now is going to go away from you and steal from your retirement. But of course, the complexity of it keeps them in business. They don't want it to be simple. The idea of living a great life doesn't have to be complex. There are many tools that are there that I never had before. I mean, if I would have started my business 15 years ago or 16 years ago, I can't even imagine how good it would be today. I mean, I was putting stuff together with bubble gum and duct tape. Some of you have been with me for all those years. You know, we've had 8 websites or 9 websites. We've never been able to find a system as I have now with Kajabi and Shopify and Jarvis and the systems that I'm putting together that are making my life amazing. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do? How do we get away from this? Well, it's finally here. I mean, it's finally here. You are in the right place at the right time to start really getting yourself in a better position to build the dream life. It's right here. So what do we got to do? Well, we've got to get it done now. I spent a year getting that program in place. I'm finishing up the brown belt for those of you, which the brown belt, by the way, you've got to call me, set up an appointment. It's 6 months after your purple belt. And we've got to talk. Black belt is 1 year after the brown belt, and that is at the event. There's a test, okay? So that's all getting done right now. That system is built out. We've got our journals. We've got structure. Of course, we'll always be evolving it. Everything I do and teach includes evolution. We've got some suggestions to put some weekly reviews in the planner. There's things that are working on that. But that system's ready to go. As we go into December, it's about mission. It's about getting your structure and organization of your values. It's about goals. We're all on the same page. Some people are very new, so don't be intimidated. We're here to help you. But that system is complex in complexity, but simplifies life. It gives you the target that you need to work on day in and day out. So that's ready. We're ready to go. Show up here, listen to Morning Coach. Let's stay on track. Then it's about setting up your ILD path. That's what it is, your ILD path, which means you're going to create, invest, and use tools and technology to create that pathway of freedom that is so important. And even if you're in business and it's like, well, I already got my business. Life is great. Well, you can still build freedom and more residual and passive income streams. You can still build and do more things that you love so that you don't have to go do what you do. In fact, what's so great about YouTube and the things I'm doing on YouTube, I am not doing it for the algorithm anymore. I don't care. Everything I'm doing is because I want to do it. And I'm having so much fun. And that's why I'm so excited about this week and what we're going to be doing over time with this ILD component. It's time to get away from, well, I don't know, it's too hard. Or, oh, I bought this system and it didn't work. Or I went to Jeff Walker's event and I paid $2,000 for his course and then I hired his coaching system. We just never got anywhere. Well, what's going on there? You obviously didn't have the right people or the right system in place to help you get there. And to me, that's what I saw over the last 10 years coming into, last year, coming into 2020, even pre-COVID, was that people just didn't have a system to get things done. And so I built my system. I wrote the book, The Sacred Six. I said, this is how I do it. This is how I started back in 2005 before anybody was at home with COVID. I've been doing this for before anybody was, right? I've been doing this longer than anybody. I'd be willing to bet there are very few people on this planet that have been living an ILD life on the internet than me. I started podcasting in 2005. We had one of the first membership sites in 2007. Went from free to paid in 2009. Apple is just now instituting paid podcasting. Heck, we were doing that in 2009. We are so far ahead of the curve. But when I started to teach that, it blew people away in complexity. Why? Because there's a lot of moving parts to it. And the action piece of it wasn't there. I wasn't teaching how I was getting all this done, right? And that was the piece that was missing to this whole puzzle. So it was great. We were all so far ahead of it, and a lot of people were falling away because they didn't have a way to get things done. And now we do. So now it's time to really focus in on the next step of this. And this is the advanced strategies and techniques to help you create freedom. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm so excited. This is what I love to do. You know, I love to see George. I love to see Karen. I love to see people all over the world, Paul and Mark, just building their lives. It's so awesome to see. You know, my pro golfers not only getting better at golf, but learning these tools and techniques so they don't have to worry about financial sponsorship. So they can build a life of freedom around the joy and the passion that they do. And believe me, nobody is teaching this. There's a lot of fluff out there. But at the end of the day, you need both components of the system. You need to be able to plug into something that's going to get it done. And then you need the advanced stuff that's going to help you understand the creation, investment, tools, and technology triangle. And that's what we're getting into. So get ready. I'm telling you, put the seatbelt on because I'm going full speed into this. And you know, those that get on the rocket ship, we're going to go for a ride. Those that fall off, I love you to death. Timing might not be right. I'll still be here for you. But those that are ready, let's go. It's time to get our shit together. I'm taking off, right? And we're going to have some fun. So get ready. Put the seatbelt on. It's going to be a great week. Tomorrow we're stepping back to the book. We're going to move the victim mentality. There is nothing too complex that we can't figure it out. Okay? Taxes, I'm never going to get into that. Just to let you know. Financial stuff, I'm not paying anybody to do that. I can learn that. I'm learning all this stuff myself as I have since the beginning back in 2005. Doesn't mean I'm not going to have somebody do it. I just want to know it, right? My buddy Mike Stewart runs my 401k and my investments, and I'm not going to pull that away from him. But I got plenty other investments going on that I'm managing. So let's go after it. Let's have some fun, and let's get ready to live that ILD life. You with me? I hope so. I hope so, because this is the time. We've got 2 weeks, a couple weeks in November, and then it's all out planning and structuring your life, okay? So get to it. I love you. Go have a great day, and I'll be back with more right here tomorrow on morningcoach.com.